time to address some harsh realities of living in Italy. Italians are lazy, such a first world problem to complain about. Excuse me, there is a country in the world where you're not expected to work. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I know that you may be really shocked at the name of this video, but I felt like it's finally time to address some harsh realities of living in Italy. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe if you want to know what I'm talking about, and also if you want to support our channel, make sure to hit the thanks button down below right near the like button. Here is the thing. I know there are lots of misconceptions about life in Italy, especially among expats or prospective expats. And I did my homework, I did my research, and I actually infiltrated a couple of expat forums and expat discussions on social media to learn what expats are complaining about, what they consider these harsh truths about Italy, what they think are the main points that prevent them from having this dolce vita idea while living in Italy. And I've decided to address these things. Some of them were so unexpected, I was shocked to learn them. But yeah, I think it's time to talk about them, guys, and to address them here, and also to give you my opinion on these things, whether these are really the deal breakers when deciding on whether to move to Italy or not, or whether these are just useless complaints. So watch this video till the end to find out. So number one thing that I've seen people arguing a lot about online, and expats bringing it up as a major issue, especially as something that may ruin this whole Dolce Vita experience, is learning the language. So people are basically arguing whether or not they should learn Italian when moving here, whether it's even useful to learn Italian when they move here. And you know what? The thing is, no, you do not have to learn Italian. Everybody speaks English anyway, except for you'll be bound to only big touristy cities, and you will miss out on so many opportunities to meet the locals and make local friends and see the Italians cheering on you for at least trying to speak their language, because this is you know, it's an unparalleled experience when people are so supportive of you when you try to speak their language and learn the language and make a little effort. And yet expats seem to be complaining so much about it because, you know, the commitment, it's so difficult, and Italian is hard, and you have to commit to taking the classes. But this is so ridiculous in my opinion. I've literally seen the whole discussions on this topic, on how difficult it is, how you can actually go by with only English in Italy. But is it even considered normal to live in the country for years without having at least trying to learn Italian? Moving on to the next thing that is supposed to make or break your Italian experience is the impossibility or the difficulty of finding certain food, and international food in particular, while living in Italy. Now I know if you come to Italy only as a tourist, it may sound insane because of course there's so much goodness around. Why would you even need something like that? But I mean, I totally get it. When living here, finding something oddly specific and ethnic food might be a bit more complicated because the offer is not that huge in Italy. And you know, well, it's not really that much of a big deal. Personally, when I go somewhere else, when I travel outside of Italy, I get plenty of ethnic food because I love trying something new, and I know it's not as accessible here, but when I'm here, I wouldn't complain about it, because where else in the world would you have the most incredible authentic products, 100% natural products that cannot be replicated elsewhere? And you know, most of these products, if not all, are not loaded with chemicals as the products in other countries can be. And you know, they do not taste well, like chemicals, to put it mildly. And I feel like it's so ridiculous. This is such a first world problem to complain about, not being able to find certain ethnic foods or just something very particular, very specific while living in Italy, when you have so much goodness around you and easily accessible. By the way, speaking of food, guys, stay tuned, because starting from the next week, I will upload a couple of videos dedicated specifically to the Italian products and Italian food, and it's gonna be an incredible culinary adventure. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe once again if you're not subscribed yet, because this is gonna be something very new and amazing, I promise you. Now moving on to the last thing that was really interesting from this social, scientific kind of point of view, but also the thing that surprised me. I was shocked, honestly, to find the thing online, to find this complaint online from some expats, because if you're familiar with the situation in Italy, the socio-economic situation in Italy, or if you've been researching moving to Italy, or even if you live in Italy, you may know that unemployment is an issue here, and it's quite big. I'm not going to dive into that topic today, maybe another time, because what startled me was not the issue of unemployment and expats complaining of this problem, was expats complaining about the fact that you are expected to work all the time, allegedly. Because, excuse me, there is a country in the world where you're not expected to work all the time? I think some people need to work on their priorities and decide whether they're complaining about too much work or too little work, because some people even say that Italians are lazy, which couldn't be further from the truth, but this I didn't expect it at all. And still, you know, guys, I know that the concept of work, the whole concept of work in general, might be ruining this idea of la dolce vita for some people moving to Italy. But you know what? To make this country going, to help you live your vacation as the best vacation you've ever had, probably, to make you want to come back to Italy, there's a lot of hard work behind the scenes, and these people are working a lot behind the scenes. Besides, Italy has one of the best work-life balances in the world, and you cannot doubt it, because you know, guys, people have vacations that span well over 2 weeks. People have paid sick leaves. People do not have to sacrifice their lives or their families for their work, for their career. And this is pretty normal here, to spend time with your family, to go out after work, to have aperitivo with friends, to indulge in hobbies. People do have hobbies here. People manage to participate in them. You have no idea just how many activities are there in Italy and how many people actually are taking part in these activities. They know how to enjoy their free time after they have worked hard. There is nothing wrong with the concept of work, whether you're an expat or not. There is nothing wrong with the idea of that you are expected to work, because this is normal anywhere in the world. And even though Italy is associated in some people's minds with this dolce vita and dolce far niente, which has been a huge trend on TikTok and Instagram last year, I suppose, you know, this is not really true. This is about people knowing when to stop and how to enjoy their free time, not about people not working. So do not be surprised when you come to Italy and see everyone work and realize that you also have to work here. All in all, guys, you know, Italy is made by its people, and its people are some of the friendliest, warmest, most welcoming and eager to help I've ever met in my life, making this country a beautiful and wonderful place to live. With such people, with its history and culture and art and amazing food and, you know, the great nature and perfect work-life balance and all the things that I've talked about before today. Yes, you can have the dolce vita here, you can have this Italian dream. It is totally achievable if you are ready to make a little effort to adjust your life when you're moving abroad, and also to be respectful, because this is so important. And yes, I'm telling you guys, there are issues, but there are so many good things that they completely overweigh all the negative things of living here. And having said that, once again, I remind you to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button down below, like and comment this video. I'm really curious to know what do you think about these issues and in general about moving abroad and adjusting to your new life abroad. So let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for being here, and enjoy your life abroad.